I'm Madolin. I'm with.
It's just Anastasia.
And Zia Willowflower.
Um, what are some small things that you notice in drag that should be brought out more into the light, like more, like that people should notice more, like struggles or like stuff?
Definitely like personal space and boundaries, you know. We definitely get like touched a lot and like, you know, it's kind of weird cuz like just because we're dressed like this doesn't give anybody consent or anything to like touch us or like even like yeah, it's just I feel like that should be brought more to attention.
Definitely. I also think that like drag is like super expensive and like a lot of people don't really like know what goes into like drag. Like makeup in itself is like super expensive and then like to buy fabric and like little things to make like a costume is like also super expensive. Like so I feel like don't really realize like how much goes into drag and like definitely we don't get paid like enough sadly to like afford like half of our costumes or wigs or like half of our stuff. So drag's definitely like really expensive, and I definitely wish we would like get paid more for like certain shows, especially like the big shows that I know that people are making good money for.
Um, like what is an estimate of like overall like expenses for drag? Like just like an overall like
Well,
estimate.
just makeup alone, depending on what you're trying to do, if you're getting like stuff for like a neutral tone skin tone face, it's gonna be a little bit more pricey just because you know you have to get the light color, you have to get the dark color, you have to get your skin tone, you have to get you know creams, powders, this, that, the other, just for you know foundation.
Yeah, and
And
then
not to mention eyeshadow is expensive, and so I'm estimating just for a face of makeup, like you know just to have everything that you need, probably over $200.
Wow.
And then that's not to mention wigs, nails, heels, outfits, anything else you might need, like accessories or, you know. So it definitely adds up to a lot. And, you know, I'm very thankful that I have Anastasia as my seamstress because she has a payment plan and it works perfectly with my payment schedules.
What are some things you hope to see in the future of drag? Like, just
I definitely hope to see more people trying drag. Like, drag is not just for gay men or, like, you know, it's for everybody. It's for straight cis women, it's for, you know, whoever wants to try drag. I highly recommend trying drag at least once in your life because if not, I don't think your life would be full enough.
period. Definitely. I definitely hope that like in the future with drag, not everybody's as shady as they are. I feel like the drag community and just like the gay community itself is so shady. I'm like, oh my god, can we just be nice? Can we just also I just hope that like the drama stops. Like there's just so much drama in drag that I'm just like, we're all playing dress up, why are we fighting? We should all be being like like
Yep.
I just hope that like things just get better and like become nicer because the world's pretty mean for us to be mean to each other.
like dance choreography, like on like how long does it usually take you to like learn the moves and then also have like sometimes perform them in heels? Like how long does that like just estimate of like how long it usually takes?
Well, when I'm teaching my like when we're doing like a group number and it's like because we have a group like of performers of 6 people including me and her, it takes us like a while. It takes us like a good couple of weeks, like especially because we all have really bad memory. It takes us a while, but just to create it, I kind of created it off like the top of my head. So it's kind of just like, because I'm a dancer and I've been dancing since I was like 5 years old, and I used to be like in Mystic Dance back in the day, and I used to like do all these dance competitions. So I feel like it just kind of comes to me naturally, and I've kind of clicked it. But like when I'm teaching like Zia dance or like our cast, it definitely takes us like a few days for everyone to get it and be able to like polish it.
Yeah. One final question. When did you realize that you wanted to get more into drag? Like, what was like the icebreaker? Like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is who I am.
For me, I was 7 years old, and my grandma would take me to like Taos Pride all the time, and so I would go to the drag shows all the time. And so that one year I was 7, and I went in like a little sundress and a cute little makeup look and whatever, and I was like, I want to do drag. Like that's when I was like, I really want to do drag, and so like I just kept dressing up every single year. It was like fun. I only dressed up 2 times a year for Pride and for Halloween. And it was like that for a while until I was like 16 or so when me and Anastasia got asked to do Taos Pride together. And, the rest is history. We started performing since then.
Yeah, and honestly, like thanks to Taos Pride, like Taos Pride was really like the place where we got the opportunity to perform. I think that's why like now like Taos Pride means like so much to me, and I always like want to like help them out with as much as I can, because like it went from being like once a year that I got to do drag to doing drag like almost full time, because I'm almost booked like every other weekend for shows here in Taos or in Albuquerque. I've traveled to El
Farmington,
Paso.
Roswell, El Paso,
Yeah,
Lubbock.
I've gotten like, thanks to like Taos Pride, I get to live my dream now, and I'm honestly like beyond thankful, because like I've never been so happy with my life, if I'm being honest with you. Like I get to be my authentic self, and I get to take this person, my persona, and I get to meet queer people like every day. And that's like the best part of my job, is like getting to meet the queer people, getting to meet younger queer people, like getting to meet just everyone and be like, hey, it's Anastasia. Like I'm beyond thankful to have like the platform that I do, and I am beyond thankful to be able to share it with everyone, and especially you guys. So like thank you guys so much for having me.
In the queer community, what's your most like valued opinion to yourself on representation? Like what's something that you always like want to put out there when you're doing shows and talking to like young queer people? What's something that you always feel like you need to put out there?
That you can be whatever and whoever you want in drag. That's one of the main things, is that I remember starting drag and remember like just being like, oh, only the pageant girls can like, be good, and like only the ones who do like their makeup really, really nicely and like almost like airbrushed almost, and just very perfect, and like they have to perform the top 40 and have all this flashy jewelry and crowns and all that. I thought that was what a drag queen was supposed to be. And that's why I was struggling to get there, and I was like, why am I not good? Why can't I excel? And then I realized, like, by seeing other performers like in this alternative, I was just like, well, that looks like it's more for me, because I was so into like horror and the macabre and like all of like everything as a kid. I was like, all like the alternative was like my thing. So I was like, well, this looks like it should be for me, so I'll try it. And I tried it, and I loved it, and I never went back. I was like, I can do both, but I'd rather not.
Period. For me, I think my biggest representation is my like culture, and being like, because I'm Mexican, so like I see a lot of like my race like struggling right now, especially with like people like crossing the border and everything. So to me, it's like really important to like talk about my race and talk about like where my race is coming from, especially just I'm like super proud. This is why I love to perform like Spanish music. I love to perform like something so culturish, because there's like not a lot of representation, so I always definitely want to represent my culture and like where I'm coming from and where Anastasia's from, because like I get a lot of inspiration from my culture, definitely.
Yeah, same, definitely.
Thank you. This is Madolin with Queerious signing off. Bye.